Number 12. The weirdest human impulse. You're in a quiet place, a library, a movie theater, a solemn lecture, and someone tells a joke. It's not even that funny. Maybe a mild chuckle is warranted, but you feel something else bubbling up inside you. An uncontrollable, loud, and totally inappropriate laugh that you have to choke back. Your body shakes, your eyes water, and you silently plead with your nervous system to get it together. You might think this is just a sign of a good sense of humor, but what if it's not even a choice? What if the compulsion to laugh is one of the most bizarre and misunderstood human impulses? Laughter, in its rawest form, isn't about comedy. It's a primal physical response that dates back to our earliest ancestors. It's a rhythmic, involuntary contraction of your diaphragm, and it often has nothing to do with whether something is funny. In fact, we often laugh at things that aren't jokes at all, like a friend tripping, or even during moments of intense stress or nervousness. The urge to laugh, especially at an inappropriate moment, is a sneak peek into the fact that your brain is not always in control. It's a throwback to a time when laughter was less about humor and more about social signaling, a weird, unconscious quirk that still pops up when you least expect it. Number 11. The stress laughter loop. Think about a time you were in a genuinely terrifying situation. Maybe you almost got in a car accident, or you were in a room during a sudden loud thunderclap. What was your first reaction after the initial fear passed? For many people, it's a nervous laugh, a kind of high-pitched, almost manic giggle that feels totally out of place. Your brain isn't confused. It's actually engaging in a bizarre but perfectly normal coping mechanism. When you experience a moment of intense fear or anxiety, your body releases a cocktail of stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, to prepare for a fight-or-flight response. But once the danger passes, your body needs to release that built-up tension. Laughter, in this context, is a psychological pressure valve. It's your brain's way of saying, okay, the threat is over. Let's get rid of all this excess energy. It's a bizarre and slightly terrifying loop. A terrifying event triggers a stress response, and the release of that stress triggers a laughter response. It's like your nervous system is throwing a party just to celebrate not dying, and the only attendee is a strange, giggling version of you. Number 10. The creepy brain connection. You know what's really weird? That you can't tickle yourself. You can try all you want, but you won't get that involuntary full-body laugh that comes from someone else's fingers on your side. That's because your brain is a master planner and a terrible liar. When you go to tickle yourself, your cerebellum, the part of your brain that coordinates movement, sends a signal to your somatosensory cortex, the part that processes touch, and basically says, hey, don't worry, I've got this. This sensation is coming from you, so it's not a surprise. Your brain is constantly making predictions about your own body's movements and sensations. It anticipates the outcome and cancels out the surprise factor. But the tickle response, that intense involuntary burst of laughter, is all about surprise. It's about a sensation you didn't see coming. When someone else tickles you, your brain has no idea what's coming next, so it's free to go into a full-blown panic laugh mode. It's a terrifying thought when you consider it. Your brain is actively hiding the sensation of touch from you just to keep things from getting too weird. Number 9. Laughter is a social weapon. We all know the sound of a fake laugh. It's a slightly too loud, slightly too long cackle that sounds like someone is trying to sell you something. You probably think it's a sign of a bad actor, but what if a fake laugh is a sign of something much more sinister? It's the most common tool of social manipulation you'll ever encounter. Scientists have found that laughter is one of the most powerful social signals we have. It's an unconscious way of saying, I'm with you, I'm part of your group, and I'm not a threat. A fake laugh is a deliberate attempt to activate this social signaling without the genuine emotion behind it. It's a tool for people to try and fit in, to make you feel comfortable around them, and to subtly influence your own behavior. Think about the last time you were in a group and everyone was laughing at a joke you didn't get. You probably laughed along anyway, didn't you? That's your brain's social conformity module kicking in. It would rather laugh at something it doesn't find funny than feel left out. The fake laugh isn't just a sign of a bad sense of humor. It's a terrifyingly effective way that humans have learned to subconsciously manipulate each other, proving once again that your brain is just a puppet on a string. Number 8. The involuntary contagion. You're sitting in a room with a friend, and they start to laugh. Before you know it, you're laughing too, even if you don't know what they're laughing about. What's going on here? It's not just a social quirk, it's a deep psychological phenomenon known as emotional contagion. Your brain is a powerful empath, and it's constantly mirroring the emotions of the people around you. When you hear someone laugh, your auditory cortex sends a signal to your premotor cortical area, which is responsible for planning and executing movements. Your brain then prepares your facial muscles for a laugh, even before you've consciously decided to. It's an involuntary, deeply ingrained reflex that's designed to build social bonds and create a sense of belonging. The more genuine the laughter, the more likely you are to be affected. It's the same reason a yawn is contagious, but with a much more positive result. It's your brain's creepy way of saying, I want to be just like you, and I'm going to copy your every move until I am. Number 7. The laughter therapy lie. You've probably heard that laughter is the best medicine, and while a good laugh can certainly make you feel better, the science behind it is a little more complex than that. Forcing yourself to laugh when you're not in the mood isn't going to work miracles. In fact, it might even make you feel worse. The endorphin rush that comes with a good laugh is real, but it's a side effect of the genuine emotion behind it. A forced mechanical laugh doesn't produce the same chemical reaction in your brain. Instead, your body just gets confused, wondering why it's contracting its diaphragm without the accompanying emotional signal. So, while laughter can definitely improve your mood and reduce stress, it's not a magic cure-all. It's just one of the many weird, complex processes that your body uses to keep you happy. Number 6. The sound of survival. Laughter is one of the most powerful and universal forms of human communication. Even across different languages and cultures, a genuine laugh is instantly recognizable. But what makes that sound so unique? It's the chaotic and rhythmic nature of it. Laughter is a nonverbal signal, a kind of primal communication that your brain uses to convey a state of safety and well-being. When you laugh, your vocal cords and diaphragm are working in a rapid, jerky, and totally involuntary way. It's a sound that's almost impossible to fake perfectly, which is why your brain can instantly tell the difference between a real laugh and a fake one. In a way, laughter is an acoustic fingerprint of your emotional state. In a world with a million languages, it's one of the few universal signals we all understand. So next time you hear a laugh, remember that it's more than just a sound. It's a raw, unedited glimpse into someone's subconscious mind, a primal signal of joy, relief, or even fear. Number 5. The terrifying history of humor. You might think that humor is a modern invention, a sign of a sophisticated and intelligent species. But the roots of humor are deeply intertwined with our own primitive animalistic nature. Anthropologists believe that the first forms of humor were not jokes at all. They were a way for our ancestors to signal that a tense, dangerous situation had passed. For example, a caveman might have fallen off a cliff and survived. The initial fear would be followed by a burst of relief and nervous laughter. The other caveman, seeing this, would interpret the laughter as a signal that the situation was not as dangerous as it appeared. It was a signal of safety. This is why we still laugh when we see someone trip or fall today. It's not because we're being cruel, it's our brain's ancient mechanism kicking in, signaling that the danger is over. So, the next time you're laughing at a terrible joke, remember that your sense of humor is rooted in the same part of your brain that a caveman used to signal that the tiger was finally gone. Number 4. The fake laugh that fools everyone. You've heard the saying, a laugh is contagious, but a fake laugh, one that's deliberately performed, is a powerful tool in human interaction. A study published in the journal Current Biology found that people can tell the difference between a real laugh and a fake one almost instantly. A real laugh is a complex, involuntary physical act that involves a dozen different muscles in your face and diaphragm. A fake laugh, on the other hand, is a deliberate, conscious act that's often lacking in the same kind of physical complexity. So, why do we use them? Because a fake laugh is a social signal. It's a way of saying, I'm with you, I'm part of your group, and I'm not a threat. It's an unconscious tool that people use to try and fit in, to make you feel comfortable around them, and to subtly influence your own behavior. So the next time you're in a room full of people laughing at a joke you don't get, and you find yourself laughing along, just remember that your brain is just a puppet on a string. Number 3, the laughter-pain paradox. You've probably heard that laughter can reduce pain. It's a common piece of advice given by doctors and psychologists alike. And it's not just a feel-good platitude. The science behind it is pretty fascinating. Laughter, especially genuine, hearty laughter, can trigger the release of endorphins, which are your body's natural painkillers. Endorphins are a lot like opioids in the way they work, binding to receptors in your brain to block the sensation of pain. But here's the paradox. It's not the pain that's causing the laughter. It's the laughter that's causing the pain to be reduced. The act of laughing in and of itself is a complex physical act that requires a lot of energy. Your diaphragm, your abs, and a dozen other muscles are all working together to produce that one single sound. It's a workout for your body, but it's a workout that has a huge payoff. The endorphins released during a good laugh not only reduce pain, but they can also boost your mood and create a sense of euphoria. So while laughter might not be the best medicine, it's definitely a powerful form of therapy. Number 2, the fake laughter that feels real. What if I told you that you could trigger the same physical and emotional response as a real laugh without a single joke? It's a bizarre but fascinating concept known as laughter yoga. The practice involves a series of physical exercises that mimic the act of laughing, all without any external stimulus. The idea is that your body can't tell the difference between a real laugh and a fake one. By forcing yourself to laugh, you're essentially tricking your brain into releasing all those feel-good chemicals like endorphins and dopamine. The physical act of laughing, in and of itself, is a powerful tool. It's a way of signaling to your brain that everything is okay, even if it's not. It's a testament to how easily our brains can be fooled. The fact that a physical action can trick your mind into thinking you're happy is a little unsettling. It's your brain being so desperate for a good time that it'll believe anything you tell it. Number 1, the final illusion. The most disturbing truth about laughter is that it's a social construct. We think we're laughing because something is funny, but in reality, we're laughing because our brains are hardwired to do so. We're laughing because it's a way of signaling to others that we're safe, that we're part of a group, and that we're not a threat. We're laughing because it's a way of releasing stress and tension. We're laughing because our bodies are involuntarily reacting to an external stimulus. We're laughing for a dozen different reasons that have nothing to do with humor. The idea that a joke is the cause of laughter is a beautiful and comforting lie, a narrative your brain tells you to make sense of a complex and chaotic world. The reality is much simpler and much more unsettling. Laughter isn't a product of humor. Humor is a product of laughter. The jokes we tell are just a convenient excuse for our brains to engage in a behavior they're already hardwired to perform. The joke is just a trigger. The real action is a deep, physical, and ancient response that has nothing to do with a punchline.